The camera sure loves B.
What can you do? When you're a superstar, you're paparazzi bait.
Wait, is that Bumblebee?
On a conspiracy website, where users post evidence of close encounters, but we have it under control, Ratchet. We just scrub and replace B with...
Marscat says, take me to your feeder. Ratchet actually laughed?
Optimus, you want to see something funny?
No.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its scenes while I was.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Analytical Fanboys. I am your host, Simeon Scott, and I am, of course, here with your other host, the primal Chris Boingo Rider Gaston. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Apparently very ape-like.
Well, I wanted to... I had another adjective lined up next in the list, but I wanted to use one that was more appropriate to our topic.
Well, I mean, Optimal Primal, isn't...
Yeah, it's a prime.
Optimus Primal.
Primal. That's a thing.
He's a monkey
That's
boy.
a thing. Look it up. I've read TF Wiki.
I've seen Jobby the Hong.
Yes, exactly. So welcome to the Jobby the Hong cast, everybody. No, sorry.
Please, no, I've already
2 minutes in and it's a train wreck. 2 minutes in and it's a train wreck.
I've already had too many swivel here jokes on my fucking comments section on my Jobby video. Please, no. 200
don't worry,
comments.
I won't
I damn well guarantee that 175 of those are a variation of swivel here.
Oh god, but what was I even gonna say? Oh yeah, how have you been doing since the last episode, Chris?
Good. Made more progress in my videos. Been working. Day job. I found something weird. I found the audiobook version of the novelization of the movie Men in Black.
Yeah, you told me about that. That just sounds like such an odd listen.
It is weird and very surreal and kind of hilarious.
Because those are like borderline horror comics that the movie is based on, so I could imagine them also going to that place in a novelization of the movie.
They described Edgar very, very, very interestingly. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. As for me, my life's just been the normal mix of bullshit and occasional happiness that it always is the last couple of weeks. I applied for a job. I didn't really get the job, not in the way I wanted to. There's stupid shit going on in my personal life that I won't be speaking about here, but Chris knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to see SmackDown tomorrow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
You get to see the better show.
Yeah.
Tell me if AJ Styles sweat lands on you.
I'll be pretty far back from the announce table, so I doubt it.
Yeah, but his luscious locks.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that on the next episode. For now, our topic for this week is the first season of Transformers Prime, which is my definitive favorite incarnation of the Transformers, which, for those of you who don't know, in my hierarchy of favorite things, it goes Supergirl, Tokusatsu, Transformers. Transformers was the first major franchise I became a real big fan of as a kid, and I got into it during the Unicron trilogy. I've seen a little bit of every incarnation, but Prime is the only one I actually own all of the actual fiction of in physical media, and I just absolutely love that show. It came out at the perfect time for me, and I feel like it's written really well, and kind of closes the book on ever needing to do Autobots and Decepticons come to Earth at the end of the Civil War and end the Civil War on Earth story. Like, after this show, I don't feel like we ever need to do that again. And because of that, I wanted to share this show with Chris, so I put it on the list. I had no idea if he had seen it or not before, but I'm pretty sure you hadn't seen this before, right?
I have seen it before.
Okay, well that's cool. We're gonna keep our discussion to this first season, and go ahead, Chris. Tell me what your experience with this show is, and what you thought about it on this watch through.
Well, my experience of Transformers Prime is the first time I watched it was the very first episode on the Hub.
Dope.
So I watched the first couple episodes live. I enjoyed it. Never really thought of it. Didn't keep up. A couple years later, when it had reached the end of its third and final season, it was up on Netflix. So I went like, fuck it, I'll just marathon it. I needed something to marathon. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, and I thought it was like probably a great distillation of what makes Transformers.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, I can pretty much agree with that opinion of it. Why don't you go ahead and tell me, coming back to this first season for the rewatch for the show, what was your reaction to it this time around?
It feels a lot more episodic than I remembered.
Yeah, that was my big takeaway. That. Like, I remember this all flowing way better, and that's probably because I had a week to ruminate on each episode.
But that also may just be because it's the first season, and you have more fond memories of the second and third, or more like impactful memories of second and third, which do feel a lot more coherent.
That's true, but most of my favorite episodes are from the first and third season.
I thought the human characters were actually pretty well balanced.
Yeah, they're. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line in the sand. I think this show has definitively the best human characters that have ever been in a Transformers cartoon. I haven't read all the comics, so I'm not gonna go there. But in a cartoon, these are the best human characters.
Yeah, because the way I see it is their problems do not wholly affect the Transformers. There are some episodes where they do, like when a person gets kidnapped or whatever. But their problems reflect the Transformers to make it much more relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and they're. Go ahead.
They are empathy analog for the Transformers, so we get a more empathetic connection to these giant robots, which some kids may have a harder time connecting to.
Mm-hmm. Which is what human characters in Transformers are always meant to be, but because for some reason most Transformers writers before this didn't understand how kids worked, they just kind of came off as, idealized. Well, this little chip from the mine, he's gonna come hang out with us. Whoa, gee golly! Or
they become like specials.
Yeah, fucking Kicker. Oh my god.
I was thinking fucking Witwicky.
Which Witwicky?
Movie.
Yeah, Sam.
Because basically they went, we gotta have a human character for the Transformers to talk to, and so the audience can relate. Let's make the whole movie about him. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. It's very dumb. But the human characters here are very well balanced, including just their personalities against each other. They're pretty well balanced. I can't remember who is the FBI agent. What's his name? Special Agent William Fowler, voiced by Ernie Hudson. He's fucking great. Oh my god, he's so good. He is, especially the shit where the Decepticons are interrogating him during the pilot 5-parter. Oh my god, I love that stuff. Are we talking about the pilot? Can we real quick just say we're just gonna bounce all over the place. the stunt casting of Dwayne the Johnson Rock.
Yes. That is exactly his name. Yeah, that's so good, because if you watch, I have the season 1 DVD collection in my hand right now. If you watch this DVD collection, there's a special feature where they talk about the development of the show, and like there was actual purpose behind that. They wanted to. The reason Cliffjumper dies in that opening 5-parter is they wanted to give the feeling of this isn't just another Transformers cartoon. This is a more serious take on it where anything can happen. Characters can and will die. And they said, well, let's put Cliffjumper in all the promotional art and act like he's a main character, and let's get a really cool name voice actor for him.
See, here's the thing. I agree with that. That's a good sentiment. But doing it, like... Do it maybe, like, a few more episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
Like... Not so early, just a little bit later. Like, one or two more episodes.
It's just hilarious to me because it's... And they never make reference to this, so I'm pretty sure they weren't thinking of it. But it's Transformers doing the fucking Monica shit.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that in a way that's completely opposite to how I despise it in Monica.
Monica, you mean the anime that ripped off Kamen Rider Ryuki.
Yeah.
Then
Which was then adapted into Kamen Rider Gaim.
But anyway, I also love how Cliffjumper has a lot of bull ephemera.
Yeah.
Which also kind of relates to The Rock.
I love that he named his blasters the Horns.
If it was up to me, one of them would have been named Rock and the other would have been named Blaster. Not Blaster, Bottom.
Yes, that would have been great.
Rock Bottom. But... But besides the point of Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
All the casting in this show is really great. I mean, we mentioned Ernie Hudson is here as Agent William Fowler, and honestly, now I think of him more for this show than I do for Ghostbusters.
To be honest, he's basically playing what's his name of character in Ghostbusters?
I don't know. I'm not a Ghostbusters fan, really.
Motherfucker. Fun fact about me, one summer, the only things I watched was Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on repeat.
Wow.
That is a genuine fact about me. Every day, for like 3 months, that's all I watched.
He's, his character in Ghostbusters is named Winston Zedmore.
Okay. Part of me wants to think that he just basically played Winston Zedmore in Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going like, what are you talking about all these ghosts? What are you talking about all these Transformers?
Yes. You know, it's funny. I can't remember. Oh yeah. I was watching Miss Congeniality for the first time like a couple weeks ago.
Why?
Just because my parents have had it on DVD forever, and I'd never seen it before, and I was like, yeah, why not? Ernie Hudson plays the head FBI agent in that, so part of me wants to say that's a prequel to Transformers Prime.
Yes, it is. That is canon.
But yeah, also Steve Bloom is Starscream in this show.
Steve Bloom's always great.
Yeah, Darren Norris plays Knockout, who is a Transformer who was literally created for this show. I mean, he existed before. Hasbro had the trademark on that name, but it was not a character until these guys came in and said, hey, there's no gay Transformers. Let's do a gay Transformer.
Isn't technically any Transformer gay?
Well, it depends on the continuity, because in some continuities they're a genderless race, in some continuities there's males and females, and in some continuities they revert to... I'm going to go down a giant rabbit hole if we actually have this conversation.
Isn't Cyclonus in a gay relationship in the comics?
Yeah,
okay.
But that I believe that came after this show.
Yeah, no, I was just more pointing out things.
Mm-hmm.
I like the variety of bots they chose.
Yeah.
On both sides. Like,
because it's like you have your traditional characters that have to be there, and then they're like, well, let's pick this character who hasn't been used in a while. Let's make this new character. Let's change this character a little bit to suit our needs.
Let's use this character that was just created for this last Transformers show and just change him up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bulkhead.
Yeah, who's played by Kevin Michael Richardson in this show. And you know, I was going to wait until we got to the two leads, but, you know, I got to say, I feel like almost everyone on this show is giving, like, one of the best performances of their careers. I think everyone sounds like they're really excited and happy to be here, and they love these characters.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got it. Just because it's late, not because I'm bored.
Yeah, we're recording at midnight.
But... no. So much of the show is just, like, very well designed, very well put together. It is... the best way to put it is, for me, for you, it's different probably, but for me, it is not the most amazing show ever. But it is the most perfectly... it achieved every single one of its goals and overachieved a little bit on each one. It's not hitting them all out of the park, but it's getting a lot of base runs, and it's getting a lot of triple whammy. Getting a lot of... I'm trying to remember what the baseball term is. It's basically bases loaded, and you just get another base, and you just keep getting a point. It's like, it's a consistent... it's consistent. That's the best way I can put it. It's consistently great.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't think this is the best thing ever. I just think, like, this is probably the best Transformers thing for my money. You know, anybody who has a Transformers show they think is better, like, I know there's a lot of people who like Beast Wars over this show, more power to you, but I didn't grow up on Beast Wars, so I watched that show and I'm like, this is a bit of a hard sit for me. And I imagine there are people who are like that with Prime now, because I guess we'll go ahead and jump into this. The animation in this show is already starting to show its age.
Yeah, computer animation always tends to do that.
Mm-hmm. And see, like, the last time I watched this show was, I want to say, a year and a half ago, and it looked okay to me then. Now watching it, it's like there's a couple shots each episode that I'm wincing at.
I think it's also partially... the designs are amazing, and the designs are great, and it's still... but sometimes the designs...
they look a little gummy in certain movements.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's just... honestly, I think they didn't stylize some of the designs enough to make them easy to animate in a general sense, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't an age thing at all, in my opinion. And I don't know if I didn't notice it before because I was just so invested in the story. And yeah, new Transformers episode back in the day. But watching it now, a lot of like the shot composition in this show feels super video game cutscene to me.
Yeah.
Specifically, there's like a couple episodes in the middle of the season where I was like, you know, the way these shots are flowing, this reminds me of the Armada game for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's almost I don't want to say it as like a wholly derogatory thing, because you gotta remember, I grew up on Unicron Trilogy. I played the shit out of that game as a kid, so it's almost a nostalgic thing for me to see a Transformers show shot that way. I'm just like, you know, I don't know if they intended this, but it does kind of look like that.
And some video games have amazing cinematography, like Metal Gear.
True.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just more. It may. Who animated this? Who animated it?
I'm gonna go on Google.
Do that. But Oh man, I gotta fill space, don't I? Shit. Are you gonna edit around this? Who knows? I don't, because
I never edit around anything. I just add the beginning and the end on.
Well, Nike, my boy.
This is so irritating because I also for this podcast I listened to the audio commentaries, and there's audio commentaries on over half the season, and I believe they mentioned the studio a couple times. It was Digital Scape, which is a Japanese studio.
Motherfucker, does this mean it's an anime?
Dun dun dun!
I always contend that damn near any Transformers property is partially anime.
Yeah. Oh, and also Polygon Pictures worked on it.
That sounds like a video game company.
Yeah. Oh, it's also a Japanese CG animation studio.
I love it. Great.
Most known for their work on Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence.
Neat. Ghost in the Shell's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that didn't, basically what I was going to say is if the people who animated it were known for video games, that might explain some of the gamey-esque styled animation. But it was more of a hum than a steadfast concept. But a lot of the designs were really good. Partially, I think, because they were so... God, I got a hiccup. So heavily based off of the toys.
Yeah, I really like how the aesthetic of this show seems to be what if movie, but color.
What if movie, but a little less shit?
Yeah.
Like,
it's...
Like B.
Yeah. It's actually funny that we're talking about this because I was watching a video earlier today about somebody comparing the character designs in the '07 movie to the design for B that's showcased in the trailer for Transformers Bumblebee, the spin-off movie that's currently not out yet. And he was talking about how if you look at the new Bumblebee design compared to the original, it's a ton of hard edges. His face literally looks like every part of it could cut you and give you tetanus. And it doesn't look like a friendly child appeal character at all. If you look at the new Bumblebee, he looks very soft and round and like he's just a little baby boy who's kind of innocent in all this. And you got the same thing going on with the Bumblebee in this show.
You want to know why I think the Bumblebee in that movie was not a child-friendly character and had all those sharp edges? Because he wasn't a child appeal character. He was a teen appeal character.
Yeah.
He was the character for the teenage boys to go, man, oh man, I want a fucking muscle car that turns into a fucking robot that's like a sword.
Yeah. And then because he was the most front and center character, kids just happened to fall in love with Bumblebee again.
Yeah. Honestly, in this Bumblebee's pretty good. But I've seen bits of Robots in Disguise. That Bumblebee's not half bad.
Yeah, okay, so do you know the thing with Robots in Disguise?
That all the Decepticons are furries?
No. Robots in Disguise is a sequel series set 100 years in the future from this show.
Why that doesn't make sense. Why did humanity not progress? We're at the same level. That's depressing.
They progressed a little bit. Little bit. But, yeah, it's like, because, spoilers for those of you who are new to this show, at the end of this show, Bumblebee is the one who beats Megatron. and in doing so, he falls into like a vat of magical Cybertronian liquid shit, and he gets his voice back. And then, shortly later, Optimus Prime sacrifices himself to restore the spark of Cybertron itself, and they can make new Transformers and whatnot. So you jump forward 100 years in that show, Bumblebee's like, man, I'm the one who fucking ended the war and ain't nobody giving me respect. And then he puts together his team and goes to Earth and hunts down those Decepticons, and that's basically the plot of that show, except I don't know if that carries over into the other seasons, because I've only watched the first 5 episodes of Robots in Disguise.
They have to fight the furries.
Yeah.
They have to fight the... Oh, quick aside that I'm just going to spend like 5 seconds on. I finished watching the Down the Rabbit Hole episode on furries. It was very interesting.
I just put that in my watch later playlist, so I'll probably get to it in 3 months.
It was really well put together, and it gave me a lot of perspective on furries.
Cool.
Back to Transformers.
Yes. So, what did you think of some of the more non-regular cast member characters, like Wheeljack and oh god, what's her name? Arachnid.
I like Wheeljack. He's pretty cool. I'm a little bummed he didn't keep the slinky face all the time.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people really hate this Wheeljack because it's such a huge departure from G1 Wheeljack, and I'm like,
fine. I like this
cool.
Wheeljack.
Yeah.
He was just kind of neat. He was kind of cool. Arachnid was neat to have another female character, have another party kind of sneaking about.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
I really wish they had just called her Black Arachnid, to be honest. But that's like my only complaint with the characters. It's like, you made this new character who's literally just Black Arachnid, but you didn't want to call her Black Arachnid.
Yeah, but it's like continuities and bullshit like that. I can understand it. I like how they kind of took that sneaking around, doing their own thing from Starscream, because Starscream basically bolted like so early on in the show.
Yeah, Starscream is constantly like switching sides all throughout this show.
Which, do you know what, is a great place to put Starscream.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons I like this show, is so often in Transformers shows they'll have like Starscream's constantly betraying Megatron, but Megatron still keeps him around, or maybe Starscream's gonna leave and then he doesn't leave, or Starscream's a ghost and he's working as a assassin for another third party, and it's just like, you guys want to make him just the free agent, constant backstabbing Loki-esque asshole, just do it, and this show just does it.
Yeah, you either solve the Starscream problem or just create a new character and just call it Starscream.
Yeah.
Which is what the Unicron trilogy did.
Oh, Unicron trilogy.
But I thought giving that sneaking around, manipulating plans, not necessarily backstabbing, but manipulation, putting that on another character really freed up Starscream to be more character focused in a different direction, which is great. Mm-hmm. Really showing the light on different aspects of his character.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of love that he's not in the season finale at all.
Oh, yeah.
I love that we have just no idea where he is during that.
Yeah. I also like how there is a platoon of humans that are a very feasible threat.
Yeah, Mech. I was actually going to go to them next. So, I really like Mech. I wish more Transformers shows did, if not them, a faction like them, who are like, what the fuck are these things? I want to make one.
Thought, and this is more for me, hindsight, just wondering, do you think Hasbro was going like, you know what, we'll call them the evil team from Mask? And then they went, oh no, we kind of want to do some things with Mask, and then they went, okay, we'll just give them a new name.
I think they might have done that because later in the show, in Season 3, they do make a Mask reference.
But you know what I mean? Like, it seems so much like a backdoor pilot for Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'd be so easy, just like... have Silas. Why do I remember his name?
Because he was voiced by Clancy motherfucking Brown.
Oh right, our best boy from Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I'm like, Clancy Brown fucking followed us to the show.
But it'd be a great backdoor pilot. It's like, oh, there's this evil group who have fucking butchered Transformers and turned them into evil cars that transform. What are the bad guys in Mask called?
I believe they are literally called Mayhem.
And they're calling themselves Mayhem. We gotta stop them. We're Mask.
Like, that would be a great way to do a spin-off, is Agent Fowler leaves to set up Mask.
Oh yeah. Like, that is a perfect way to start a Hasbro cinematic universe. Because they're trying to...
I'm Googling to check if I was right about the name of the villains from Mask.
I'm pretty sure the main bad guy wasn't called Mayhem.
Yeah, the bad guy was literally called Miles Mayhem. No, his name was Miles Mayhem, and he was the leader of Venom, which stands for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Oh, God. The fucking 80s.
Yeah.
But it was just more of a, like, it seems too similar not to be a thought on their mind.
It's possible.
Or maybe the writers came up with, oh man, we could do something with Mask, and they went to Hasbro, and Hasbro went like, nah. And they went like, all right, fine, whatever.
But they do get a lot of mileage out of that faction because, there's constantly they're trying to capture Transformers and tear them apart.
I love how it's also a faction that doesn't team up with either side.
Mm-hmm. They're just kind of out to fuck with everyone. And there's a moment, I forget, I don't know if we ever actually find out Silas's goal besides make a Transformer. I think he literally just wants to make Transformers so he can have a cool robot army.
Respect.
Yeah. And he does eventually hit his goals and get his comeuppance for hitting his goals, because in Season 2, there's a subplot where he steals Starscream's organ that allows him to transform, and then he makes an evil Optimus Prime clone, so we have an episode of Nemesis Prime lurking around that's being, literally remote controlled by Silas.
Also,
and then
he became a chess master for another bot.
Mm-hmm. And then, super spoiler if you haven't seen this show before, at the end of Season 2, not at the end, halfway through Season 2, Breakdown gets killed, Silas steals his body and puts himself into it so he can be a human parading around in a Transformer's corpse.
Yeah, basically a very bad version of a chess master.
Yeah.
So, that's a thing.
Yeah. And, I was trying to figure where to go next.
We talked about the balance of the human characters, but we didn't talk about them all. You want to name them and we'll start talking about them?
So yeah, I'll go down the line of just, the humans, I guess. We have, Jack Darby, who's played by Joss Keaton, and he's a really good, just average teenage guy character.
Yeah. He also learns a lot of good lessons and becomes less of a dick.
Mm-hmm. Because he starts off as, he's kind of got a chip on his shoulder, he's not the most popular guy at school, but he has a crush on one of the popular girls, and stereotypical main character in a kid's cartoon shit. And he eventually kind of mellows out and learns to sort of be the leader of the human unit of the Transformers.
I also love how that was a very the second the Transformers comes in, he immediately gets a reality check and goes I am not the center of the universe. Fuck. Yeah. All right, cool. Restructure myself. All right, we're good.
Mm-hmm. and he kind of has to slap certain other characters. Like I guess we'll go ahead and talk about Miko, who is played by Tatiana Grande, I believe is how you pronounce her name.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Tiana Grande.
There you go. But
who
this is an interesting character because she can get very, very close to the verge of annoying.
Yeah, she's the one character who had me for the longest time like, I don't know, this might not be the best set of humans ever. Like I thought it was, okay, she's all right.
It just takes a little bit for her to mellow, and then you go like, all right, this is the direction they were going for, always going for the character, and they just needed to be that loud to get to this point.
Yeah, and she's one of those characters who either you absolutely love her or you're super worried about her for a long time.
I was never absolutely worried about her. It was just more of like, it was more of a feeling of, I've seen this character better in other places do something new. And once they did start doing something new, I was like, all right, cool, I'm on board.
And you know, big ups to her actress. Her actress loves this character and constantly talks about if they ever want to bring Miko back, I am down to come back no matter what the medium is. And I believe, like shortly after the first season of the show aired, all the free people who voice the kids and like most of the main cast of Robots, those voice actors were all at BotCon, which up until a couple of years ago was the biggest Transformers convention, and she cosplayed Miko.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. I was trying to find photos of it to show you, but I couldn't find them anywhere, but I know it happened. Don't tell me it didn't happen, I saw it happen!
Jesus fucking Christ, I was not doubting you.
I know, I was just quoting Nero. From their Stair Trek.
I was never a big fan of Star Trek.
Well, we'll have to fix that at some point. Anyways,
do you want me to piss you off more?
No.
You want to know what the Star Trek I've seen the most of is?
Is it Enterprise?
It's Enterprise.
Well, you know what? We're actually in the same boat there. Because Enterprise reruns were on the Sci-Fi Channel all the time when I was a kid. It was that and TNG, because TNG was the classic show, and Enterprise had just finished.
Human characters?
Yes. So we have Raphael Esquivel, who is voiced by Andy Pesioa, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. So,
I just realized his name is Raph, and he is the exact opposite of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Hang on, what is this? I'm looking at his IMDb. I think I might have just found something interesting.
The Amdable. No, it's
I think he might. I gotta Google this and check, because it says he was in Amazing Spider-Man. I think I might know the character he played. This is Gordon.
Neat.
I'm trying to figure out who Gordon is in Amazing Spider-Man.
Neat.
And I never knew about this before. Oh shit, he was in Flash Thompson's gang of bullies in Amazing Spider-Man.
Neat.
Okay. Well, anyways,
From being bullied to be a bully.
yeah. So we can agree Raph is kind of a weird character, right?
Yeah. A good character, but a weird character.
Yeah, because
weird. Weird, not necessarily in characterization. Weird in character function.
Yeah, because he basically functions as Bumblebee's translator and human tech consultant for Ratchet, and it's like,
But he's
the
also
way they
the
play-
innocent character. He's also the innocent child point of view character.
Mm-hmm. They write him like he's like 10 or 12 years old. Well, he's designed to look like he's 10 or 12 years old, but they write him like he's 8.
Yeah. Unless he needs to be smart, then they write him like he's 30.
Yeah. And also, he can just understand Bumblebee. Nobody knows how. He can't even explain it. The show never explains it, but he can understand Bumblebee. Even though Bumblebee is literally going...
Yeah. Again, not a bad character, just a bunch of weird character functions.
It feels like they had a bunch of weird, disparate character traits that they needed in the show that they just flung onto him and said, it'll stick no matter what.
Yeah, it was like, alright, we need a scientist character for Ratchet to talk to, we need this, we need a kid point of view character to be more innocent and wondrous so we can show off neat things and be cool. We need this character, we need this character, we need this character. That's a lot of characters. We need to kind of tighten this up a little bit. I got it. One character.
Chip Chase reboot.
But, you know, like, it's the variety of character aspects that just... I will say this, they never jive in the bad way, but they never fully gelled for me.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing? What's going on here?
It's a character that's there. It doesn't disrupt the show, it doesn't make the show worse, but it doesn't make the show better.
Yeah. So, do you have anything more to say on Fowler, or should we just skip over him because we've already talked about him?
We talked about Fowler. Let's talk about the bots. We never gone in depth on the bots.
We still got one more human.
We have one more human?
Yeah, we've got June Darby, Jack's mom.
Oh shit, I forgot about her.
Let me see if I can find who voiced her real quick, because she's not on the main cast.
She's a mom character.
Yeah, she's voiced by Marky Post.
She's the mom. She's the one that goes like, "Don't make me worry."
But she's a much more well-developed and well-handled mom than most shows of this age range usually have.
I'm not saying she isn't. I'm just saying she's still a mom character.
Yeah, I like how they bring her in sort of towards the middle of the season, and they actually deal with that. It's not just like, well, the mom's here in the base now. It's like, no, the mom is here in the base. How does that affect things?
Yeah.
And then she gets called in during the finale to deal with actual medical shit. You know, it's not like other shows where they'd say, her job's a nurse, whatever. It's like, no, she's a nurse, and that's going to come in handy later.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying her main character motivation is mom.
Yeah.
But that can be true for a lot of moms, so...
Yeah. So moving on to the bots, I'm going to bring up Wheeljack again, just because he's voiced by James Horan, and I want to drop a little bit of my credibility here on this for a second and say, I interviewed James Horan while this show was happening.
Cool.
Yeah. That's on an old channel of mine called The Vacuum in the Network. It is still up, though, if anyone wants to go and listen to it.
But, yeah, Wheeljack was cool. I like how he kind of always whispered about the wreckers.
Yeah.
He always told stories. That's all. That's just a cool character trait. It's just like, oh yeah, you know. All right, next bot.
Who do you want to talk about next?
Let's go Decepties and Autos.
Okay, so you just want to go back and forth?
Yeah, Decepti Auto, and we'll just go through the ranks.
All right, so
Let's leave the big two for last.
Yeah, because you kind of have to do them together.
Yeah.
So Decepticon we haven't talked about at all yet. Soundwave. This show has a really unique soundwave.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of G1 Soundwave, but I gotta say, like, I kind of love Vow of Silence, creepy, lengthy, I have swords for arms Soundwave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you sending me? You're sending me something.
I'm sending you that interview so you can watch it later if you want to.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. I always love the neat interpretations of long-lasting characters.
Mm-hmm. Where it's like we're gonna keep some aspects of the original. Like, he's still got Laserbeak, he's still got a little robot in his chest, but also we're gonna dial up all the things that make this guy cool to the most nth degree we can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had to. I looked him up just so I can talk about him more. I also love how he's a drone.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's a great modernization of the fact that, we need something that records information.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing with Transformers. They're always either like, what's a modern equivalent for Soundwave? I don't know, MP3 player, or they make him a car, or they just keep him as a tape deck because screw it, he landed in the 80s, whatever.
Also, I really enjoy his face. How it has emoticons and the soundbar and everything.
Yeah, his face is literally just a screen. I like to imagine, and people have actually done fan art of this, I like to imagine that screen is like, if you punched him directly in the face and cracked the screen, underneath there would be like this really creepy demon face.
Yeah. Or yeah. But yeah, he's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
Okay, so,
I just realized it's a Hasbro property where they basically have a silent ninja.
Yeah. He's kind of evil Snake Eyes.
Isn't there already evil Snake Eyes?
Well, he's evil Snake Eyes, but he's not an arrogant dickhead. I'm not a huge G.I. Joe fan, but that's generally my read on Storm Shadow and every G.I. Joe thing I've seen.
You're not wrong.
So, Ratchet in this show, who is played by Jeffrey freaking Combs.
The most stick up the butt ever.
Yeah, and I kind of love him. He's kind of the best comedic relief / tech support character ever.
I kind of love how he has a dad bod.
Yeah.
He's a dad.
Mm-hmm. None of the Transformers have, like, a similar body type in this show. That's another great thing about the design aspects of the show. Like, you look at the main 4 Autobots, you've got Optimus, who has your traditional hero build. He's basically barrel-chested, got kind of big legs, but a really tiny midsection. You've got RC, who is a girl. You've got Bulkhead, who is just a big fat bruiser. You've got Bumblebee, who's kind of the more mid-sized, regular guy-looking character.
He's a swimmer.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you've got Ratchet, who is... I don't give a shit. I rarely have to fight.
He's a dad bod.
Yeah.
He wears that dad bod proudly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just love how much they really let Jeffrey Combs have fun with this role, because it seems like Jeffrey Combs only gets a voice acting role every, like, 5 or 10 years, but whenever he does, he has the most fun with it possible. Like, he's amazing in Justice League Unlimited as the Question, and he's really fun in a couple episodes of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes he's in as the leader.
Yeah. Those are actually some of my favorite characters in those shows.
Yeah. That character is not in this season. I really wish IMDb would not organize their casting by who is the biggest name, but who appears first.
Yeah.
we've kind of already talked about Arachnid. Do you have any more thoughts on Knockout?
I like how he also emulates a fashion designer every once in a while.
Yeah.
To be honest, one of the most memorable things about Knockout I remember is the Vangelis toy review where he talked about the toy having a different paint job because he was a fashionista. And it was like, that's great justification for an inaccuracy. That's great.
But yeah, Knockout's just a really fun character, and he became a fan favorite from this show. And because of it, they put him in the comics, and he's basically just the same character in the IDW comics, but with a different backstory.
Wait. What?
You didn't know he was in the IDW comics?
No, not that. I'm looking at Jeffrey Combs' Wikipedia. He was in an American version of Ultraman.
I didn't know that either. That's pretty cool.
Also known as Ultraman Powered. It only lasted 13 episodes.
I've heard of Ultraman Powered. Haven't watched it yet, though. I may have to get to it at some point.
However, despite being broadcast in America, the show was never broadcast there. Despite being produced in America, the show was never broadcast there. Although having impressive costume designs, the action was quite weak compared to other installments of the Ultra series due to the limited fighting space of the raised miniature sets. So basically, they said, hey, America, want to make an Ultraman series for us? And he was in it.
Cool.
Ratchet is connected to Ultraman.
It's all a rich tapestry, folks.
AF has the deepest lore.
It does. It really does. You should all subscribe.
Oh, God.
Well, on that note, let's go ahead and talk about RC.
I love this interpretation.
Yeah, this is... I have a hard time picking a favorite, but I think RC might be the best character in the show.
I can see that.
Because they do... her dealing with Cliff's death is just such a well-handled and well-developed thing. And the fact that this shit has happened to her before, the way they deal with that is great. And, like, by the end of this season, she's not even really over Cliff's death. Like, this carries over into the other seasons where it's still a sore spot for her. It's still something she's working through.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that attention to detail over an arc dealing with a loss of a loved one in a fucking Transformers show.
Part of me wants to believe that they just saw the shit RC had gotten throughout all the years, and they just went, motherfucker, we're just going to make the best RC and give her some of the best storylines. We're just going to make her the best.
Yeah, because RC's always either just been the girl, or, in the case of IDW, she's been someone who was forced into a female gender and went crazy and became an assassin.
They retconned that. I read that they retconned that and basically made it so that the Transformer was having gender dysphoria before that, so...
Okay.
They fixed it. They put a Band-Aid over it.
Good for them. But yeah, this is just such a great, solid character, and I really like how her and Jack's interactions are the main focus of the show. It's the main human-transformer relationship of the show, whereas... because, remember, this came out... This first season was actually airing the same year the third live-action movie came out. So they could have very easily gone, we're going to make Raph and Bumblebee the focus, because Bumblebee's the big character in the movies right now.
I also like how none of them are like directly related to Optimus Prime, because Raph is to Bumblebee, Jack is to RC, Miko is to Bulkhead, which we haven't talked about yet, and Fowler is with Ratchet.
Yeah.
No one is directly connected to Optimus Prime, which really elevates him. It makes him feel more mythic.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the show is literally called Transformers Prime, and when they first announced it at BotCon, which I believe was like a year or two before the show ever came out, they kept pitching it to the crowd as this is going to be the show about what it means to be a Prime. And I don't feel like they ever really hit on that, but I feel like they hit on what a Prime, the respect and the sort of ambiance that comes with being a Prime, because in several episodes there's a lot of talk of just in the season alone there's a lot of talk of what Primes are like and how different they are from regular Autobots. You know, there's that scene in, I can't remember if it's like the episode before the finale or it's a few episodes before that, but there's that scene where, you know, they're like, Optimus, you want to see something funny? And he just goes, no. And then which is a great comedic beat, but then they use that to launch into a bit of characterization for him where the other Autobots are like, yeah, Primes are just that way. I've never seen Optimus cry or lose his cool or laugh at anything. It's just Primes are cut above the rest.
Yeah, it mythologizes. Honestly, it mythologizes both the big two.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where they're not characters, they're forces of nature that the other characters have to respond to, and that's the interesting stuff. Yeah,
and I guess we'll go ahead and launch into talking about them. You know, Optimus Prime and Megatron. I'm sorry?
We didn't talk about Bulkhead.
Oh my god, how did I forget Bulkhead? Yeah, Bulkhead's great.
Yeah.
He's you know what he is? He is literally just Transformers animated Bulkhead, but they gave him a little more...
They gave him a third dimension.
Yeah, they gave him a little more intelligence. He's not just the dopey big guy. He is a big muscle guy who acknowledges, I've never really been the smartest, but I'm still here to contribute something.
Yeah, he knows where his strengths lie. And I also realized something. The Hound in the live-action movies is probably more related to Bulkhead than he is Hound.
Oh yeah, a lot of people said that when TF4 came out.
Yeah.
And you know, we talked about Miko very briefly, but like one of the best moments of characterization between her and Bulkhead is that episode where Bulkhead says, "Look, I'm a warrior. Before the war, I was a builder. I can make stuff and I can break stuff, and that's it. You are a human in a world where you're allowed to go to school and learn things and be whatever you want. So you need to take this serious. You need to take your schooling seriously and actually try and figure out what you want to be and go for that with everything you've got." Which is not only a great moment of characterization for those two, but it's like a really good message to send to kids.
Yeah. I also... that pairing is really good, Miko and Bulkhead, just because Bulkhead is so down to earth that he's able to ground Miko more, but he's also excited enough that you need that levity of her character, he can go along with it and it doesn't feel out of place.
Mm-hmm. Like, quick aside, I love that those two are super into kaiju movies. That's great.
Yeah. Like, but their character dynamic is probably, if I have to pick a favorite character, I don't think I can, but if I have to pick a favorite character dynamic, it's them.
Nice.
It's just the way they talk to each other. That's what made Miko tolerable until she calmed down a little bit.
It's very much like she's the crazy wild child of the group, and he's like her big brother who wants to have fun, but when it's time to get in line and be respectful, he's like, hey, calm down.
But she also respects him enough to go like, all right, cool. Got it, boss.
Mm-hmm. Whereas with Jack, it's like, back the fuck up. You're not my dad.
You're not my dad?
I think there is literally a moment where she says that to someone. I think she says to Jack's mom at one point, "You're not my mom. You can't make me leave."
Oh god, moody teenagers.
So shall we just go and hash it out with the big two?
Yeah. Which one first?
I kind of wanna just
same time
do both together. because they feed into each other so much.
First things first, I want to talk about just the designs. Oh, we need to stop pussyfooting. Optimus Prime and Megatron.
Yeah.
Because we've just been fucking hinting, and even everybody fucking knows what the fuck we're talking about. Mm-hmm. God damn, I am swearing like a sailor tonight.
We both are. But whatever, it's not like we're talking about a kid's show.
The designs,
so,
I want to talk really quick. Optimus Prime is simple shapes, squares, simple curves, very, very classic Optimus Prime, but very, very simple. Mm-hmm. Megatron is pointy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's beautiful.
They're basically... They are the first movie designs, but like mellowed out and taken down to a degree where it works for a kid's show, for a weekly animated series.
Yeah, I love how Megatron's mouth looks disgusting and craggly.
Mm-hmm. He's one of the few Megatrons where he actually looks like his bucket head is a helmet.
Yeah.
Except for the big giant eyebrows, which are attached to the helmet.
But you need to have big giant eyebrows so people know when you're angry.
Yeah. I love how this Megatron is basically a recovering drug addict through most of the season.
Yeah.
And, like, nobody wants to call him on it because he's Megatron.
Yeah. But, like... He's Megatron. I also like how Megatron's design looks sort of like an evolution of what you imagine the Megatron of the past would look like. The best
Elaborate on that a bit.
Okay, so Prime is in the aligned continuity, correct?
Yeah.
I have the prequel book for the aligned continuity.
Oh, you have the Covenant of Primus?
No, I have Exodus.
Oh, okay, cool. I have that one too. I was just surprised you might have had that.
No, I have Exodus, and I read Exodus, and I know that Megatron and that Megatron in the book and the Megatron in the Prime are the same Megatron.
Well, they're the same. To quote Aaron Archer, who was in charge of Transformers at the time, they're the same Megatron if you squint.
And that's what I'm saying, like, because ultimately they're the same Megatron, but throughout the years, the Prime Megatron added all the sharp bits to make him look scary, and and just divulged into a madness that reflects his character in this show.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's always looked like that. It feels like he looks like this now because this is what Megatron is now. This is the monster he's become.
You know what this Megatron kind of is? He's like a more well-thought-out version of Emperor Grum from Power Rangers SPD.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that.
Because he's returning and leading a big invading army to Earth. He's constantly hearing voices. We think he's constantly hearing voices in his head, and then it turns out he's talking to an evil mastermind who's like 10 times more powerful than he is. And it turns out the evil mastermind doesn't even really care about him.
You know what it also reminds me of? What was the main bad guy? Not the wizard bad guy, but the guy who made the ring in Lord of the Rings.
Alright, so people are going to seriously want me to turn in my nerd card for this, but I'm not super familiar with Lord of the Rings.
Neither am I. That's why I'm asking the question.
Commenters, help us out.
I think it's Sauron. But I also think Saruman is the wizard, so I don't...
See, if I didn't... Go ahead.
This Megatron also heavily reminds me of that guy, because it's ultimate power, looking for a thing, but that power corrupts, and that whole thing. Plus, the visual designs remind me of him.
Mm-hmm. Also... since we haven't really talked about it yet, this is, of course, Peter Cullen back in the role of Optimus Prime, but we also have Frank Welker, for the first time since G1, reprising his role as Megatron, And he had to come up with a completely new voice because he literally cannot do the Megatron, the G1 Megatron voice anymore. It destroys his throat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say something that could be fighting words for some people. I think this is the best performance of Frank Welker's career.
No, what else has Frank Welker voiced?
Frank Welker is the voice of literally everything. The guy has an IMDb page longer than the United States highway system.
The only person that can rival is Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think of a more iconic role, but since I can't...
He's Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, no.
And, like, don't get me wrong, I love Mystery Incorporated. I think his Fred in that show is great. But this is just my Megatron. This is just like the perfect Megatron, and it seems like he's really enjoying finally getting to give another great performance for this character.
It feels like he finally got to be the Megatron that he was always wanting to play.
Yeah.
You know, because G1 Megatron, it's kind of...
G1 Megatron is a goofball, kind of dumbass character.
G1 Megatron's a dipshit.
Yeah.
So... It always felt like he was giving a performance of a very bad guy, but he had to go like, Starscream, we gotta run away!
Yeah.
But now he gets to be Starscream, commit genocide.
Yes. Or probably more appropriately for most points in this show, Soundwave, commit genocide.
Underling, commit genocide.
Yes. You, random faceless Decepticon troop, commit genocide.
Boss? I was hoping you'd go along with a bit.
Oh. Yes, my minion.
How am I gonna do that?
You have a gun for an arm.
Yeah, but it makes it really inconvenient. When are we gonna get our dental?
You don't have a mouth.
Yeah, that does cause some problems. That's kind of why I need dental.
Fair enough, I'll have Soundwave look into it.
Scene.
Yes. But I guess since we have brought them up, the Viacons are like another kind of weird thing about this show that you just try not to think too hard about.
They wanted a bunch of Decepticons that the Autobots can just mow through without having to make characters.
Yeah, and the other thing is, this is a completely computer-generated show, and because it's Transformers, aside from the humans, they had to make free models for each character. One for robot mode, one for vehicle mode, and one for the transformation.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're not making like 100 Decepticons that aren't all the same guy.
They are cutting all of the corners.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that makes the Viacons weird, because, like, I'm okay with having Megatron just have an army of faceless drones if you give an explanation for it. This show never gives an explanation for it. It's just, like, the Viacons are just there, and I'm like, how does it work? Are they cloned from a template? How do they compare to regular Transformers?
They're all
What's
brothers.
their sentience level? Yeah. Is there an original? Is there like a King Viacon or a Queen Viacon somewhere that is just chained to a wall, being constantly being cloned? Like,
Megatron,
I really wanted that
brother
explanation.
Ted? I haven't seen
He's
him
in the
week.
back.
I haven't seen Ted in like a week.
Don't worry, he's fine. He just went to the salt mines on Praxis 4. You know, there's a very good hot spring there.
Oh, have you seen Scott?
Optimus ran over Scott last week.
Oh no. God, it's all Billy. Billy and Scott were so very close.
Actually, I just sent him to fight Bumblebee. I don't think he'll be coming back.
Oh.
You might want to go talk to Knockout about funeral arrangements for the both of them.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
I'll try.
just had Megatron say have a nice day. Oh, that's stupid.
What else would we be?
So shall we just go ahead and get into the big Mamma Jamma himself?
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I won't say this is the best Optimus ever, but this is a really freaking good Optimus.
This is a very good distillation of every single Optimus.
Yeah, I just...
Make a checklist of everything an Optimus needs to be. This one hits every check.
Yeah,
What movie gets one? Look like Optimus Prime.
Like, again, to compare this to the movies that were happening at the same time as this is an Optimus Prime who is constantly trying everything that comes up that could possibly end the war. There's like 5 or 6 times where he's like, you know, Decepticons, if you just did this and this, we could maybe all finally get along and go back and rebuild Cybertron. And the Decepticons are like, no, fuck that.
No, fuck you.
Yeah.
No, fuck you. You killed Scott.
I think there's literally a point in Masters and Students, which is the first episode after the 5-part opener, where Starscream is currently in charge of the Decepticons, Megatron's presumed dead, and he's like, Starscream, what are you doing? If you really want to be a new and different leader for Megatron, stray from his path. Let's put aside our differences and work this shit out and end this generations long feud. And Starscream is like, I might be willing to consider it if you'd bow to me. And Optimus actually gives him a look like he's considering it. Like, I might do it just to end the war. And then another character fucks it up.
Yeah. But even then, if he bowed, Starscream would just go like, no, I rule over you.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think the best Optimus Primes are the ones that are kind of like one part Martin Luther King Jr. and one part Abraham Lincoln.
I can see that, yeah.
Because Abraham Lincoln was also a badass.
Mm-hmm.
He invented the choke slam.
He hunted vampires. One of those things is real, the other isn't. You decide which.
But this Optimus Prime also has like a really solid design, nice, good shapes. I also like how they incorporated the hinge of the toy in the middle of his chest.
Yeah.
It's just like good continuity.
And I feel like this is one of the few shows that really makes the whole, he doesn't always, in modern Transformers, he doesn't always have the faceplate, it's more like a battle mask. I feel like this show actually really makes that work.
Yeah, but it's also because he has a much simpler face.
Yeah.
Compared to the movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's other continuities that have done this, but in the movies, it's kind of just like a bunch of knives all making a point, and that's his face. In animated, it's kind of a similar thing to this, but he puts on the battle mask, and he just looks like a firefighter.
But you know what? For that Optimus Prime, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're going for, but to me, that just doesn't look cool. Whereas in this show, he puts on the battle mask, and he just looks like G1 Prime, and it's really badass.
Yeah. You know what? That's another thing I like. This is a down-to-earth Optimus Prime, but it's not a down-on-earth Optimus Prime. Because anytime he's down-to-earth...
It's not rookie Optimus.
Yeah. Which is a great, like... Just from looking at the perspective of a Transformer fan of the time, you went from Unicron Optimus Prime to animated Optimus Prime, and it's like, oh, this is our Optimus? Okay, he's a cool character, but
it's not Optimus.
It's not. He's Optimus Prime version 1. We were kind of hoping for version 3, and we got version 4.
Mm-hmm. Whereas movie Optimus is like version dark.
It's the beta. It's the alpha. It's pre-planned.
No, you know what movie Optimus is? He's version Edge.
Oh god. That Optimus Prime is the Shadow Optimus.
Yeah, he does literally become Nemesis Prime in the 5th movie. Spoilers for last night, if you at all give a shit about spoilers for last night.
They should have given him a black paint job. If that's what they were doing, they should have painted him black.
And they should have had him do more stuff except walk around for a couple scenes and yell, "I am Nemesis Prime!"
I'm not saying that's also bad. It's also... Wait, you know what I'm saying. But they should have painted him black.
Yeah.
Because at minimum, that would at least looked cool.
Yeah.
But this Optimus Prime is badass.
This Optimus Prime is great, and
Did they
do all...
make the Nemesis Prime in this show black?
Yes, the Nemesis Prime in this show is almost entirely black.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
It's just a really good, intricate, sort of distillation of Prime, and I love how there's clearly moments that he has with each of the human characters, but he's never, like you said, he's never their partner. He's never like the best friend to the humans. It's more like he's the cool older brother of the group.
I wouldn't even say cool older brother. He's the dad you look up to. Because he's the distant dad that you understand the distance and you're not upset about it. You know?
He's the dad who's always away at work, but he has a really cool job, so you don't care.
Yeah. He's the person that, honestly, this is a messy metaphor. He's almost Jesus-like.
Well, Optimus has kind of always been Jesus-like, so...
Well, what I mean more is, like, he is there to impart wisdom, he is there to lead, he is there to self-sacrifice, but he is not there to be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's there to
But he does have friendly moments, like...
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's not there to be a friend. He's there to be friendly. He's there to be a shoulder. But he's not there to go like, hey man, we're gonna go get some brewskis.
Yeah.
He's there
there's an episode where, to make a contrast that kind of proves this point, there's an episode where him and RC are going to Antarctica to look into something, and Raph's like, oh, I've always wanted to see snow. Can I come with you guys? And Optimus is like, whoa, back up. It's literally dangerous for us to do this. If you went there, you would die. So you're going to have to stay here. But I'll bring you back a snowball. And then a few episodes later, in the Wheeljack episode, they're having a big party at base, and somebody's like, hey, where's Optimus? Has anybody seen Optimus? And RC just goes, he went for a drive. Primes don't party.
Yeah, because it's very much, I need to be a paragon and an example for everyone else. That you can't be an example and be a friend.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, is a great characterization for a Prime.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of hilarious because if you look at most Transformers continuities, Optimus and Primus and sometimes Alpha Trion are the only primes who actually act that way. The rest of the primes are kind of just big dicks who were glorified by history.
What about Hot Rodimus? Rodimus Prime.
Well, yeah, there's him, but he's like more of a Rookie-esque character.
Yeah, but I was just more pointing out that there is a Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's much more of a mythic character, which, you know what, is an interesting characterization for a Prime, for Optimus Prime, which I gotta applaud. I wish I'd see more of it.
And they do eventually strip him down and do a little more with him. Like, the cliffhanger for this show is literally he reverts back to Orion Pax. And, hey, spoilers again. We're kind of just using this first season to talk about the whole of the show. But for like the first few episodes of the second season, he is on the Decepticon warship as Orion Pax, and you get to see like he was almost a completely different character before he became a Prime.
Yeah, it's very much a feeling of it feels less like this is what his character is, and much more of like this is what he feels his character should be. This is what he wants to. This is what he embodies. This is his ethic. This is his principles, and that's why he acts this way. Yeah. Anything else?
We've done most of the characters now, at least the characters that are in the first season. I mean, we didn't really talk about Breakdown, but Breakdown is kind of just the muscle to Knockout's brains. Do you have anything else to say about him?
He has an orange face.
Mm-hmm. And he's played by Adam Baldwin.
The fuck is up with this casting?
I know. It's like a lot of like really all over the place kind of names. Also that one-off Decepticon Dreadwing from it's Skyquake, sorry. Skyquake from Masters and Students. Where the fuck is this voice actor? He is voiced by Tony Todd.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Tony Todd's been in lots of things. He's not like a name actor, but he's been in a lot of different things. He's in Candyman.
He's been a character guy.
Yeah, he's in Candyman, The Man from Earth, The Crow, Night of the Living Dead.
Alright. Okay, cool.
I
can hang.
And then he comes back, I believe halfway through season 2, and plays Skyquake's twin brother, Dreadwing.
I love dumb shit like that.
Yeah. Another character who's another cool casting, but is not in this season. Alpha Trion is voiced by George Takei.
Yeah. Is anything else, or are we gonna wrap up?
I don't really think there's much else to say on this show. I mean, we've said this a bunch of times so far. It's just kind of like a really nice sort of distillation of everything that Transformers is and should be, at least at this point in time. It is the most
solid Transformers show.
Yeah. Like, if you want to make somebody a Transformers fan and they've never seen anything, or all they've seen is the movies, I'd say this is the show you make them sit through first.
Yeah.
Like, this, and then if you're a big Beast Wars fan, do Beast Wars. Or if you're a big animated fan, do animated.
Sit them down with Prime. If they're a fan of anime, show them animated. Mm-hmm. If they like animals, Beast Wars. If they like more anime, Unicron Trilogy. And
if they like bad anime, Unicron Trilogy.
The first Robots in Disguise as well. And if they like memes, G1.
Yeah. And then get them on them comics. Because everybody should be on them comics. I'm even on them comics. I'm just not as on them as I should be.
You're not a common writer? You're not a comic writer?
I will drive down to Florida and punch you in the face for that, sir. That is the worst joke you've ever made. And just because of that, we're gonna go ahead.
Is my life.
Oh, self-burn! It's 1 a.m. and I just yelled that loud.
It's immolation.
Yeah. So shall we go ahead and go on to Q&A and then close up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, I put out the call. We've gotten a couple new subscribers since the last episode, just because I finally was able to advertise the show on my channel. But unfortunately, no fan questions for this evening. But hey, people, send us questions. We like questions.
It would make it easier if you just said, hey, you can leave them in the comments.
Do you understand how much filtering I would have to do if I said that?
Dude, we have no people watching. We can do it for right now.
I'll consider it. So, pick a number between 5 and 1.
I don't know why you saying it backwards made it funny for me. 4.
What is your favorite fruit?
It depends. If they're in
Okay.
season cherries, if it's not grainy, watermelon's also really top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong with a cucumber.
Cucumbers are fruit? I thought they were vegetables.
They're a melon.
Okay. I literally had never heard this before.
Okay, quick guide to understanding if it's a fruit or a vegetable. If you eat it, does it have seeds in it? It is a fruit.
Okay.
So, peppers, fruit. Tomatoes, fruit. Cucumbers, fruit.
Wait, are you telling me that the hosts of a show called VeggieTales literally were not vegetables?
Yeah. I am telling you
Bob the
that.
Cucumber and Larry the Tomato were living a lie.
Well, if you want to be technical, botanically they are fruit. But culinary, I'm saying, like in terms of cooking, they are more classified as vegetables because they are more used regularly as vegetable products.
Huh.
So cooking, they're veggies, but in terms of botanicals, they're fruit.
This has completely changed my perspective on a certain part of my childhood.
So also included in fruit are squash and zucchini.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they're ate like veggies. But fruit I just recently tried and I found delicious rambutan.
Nice.
So that's pretty good. Sorry, I had to blow your mind with my fucking answer.
So I already had an answer prepared. I'm not going to change it because the mind-boggling information I've just absorbed. But I'll go ahead and say I eat a lot of bananas. I'm a pretty big banana guy. But I also like oranges quite a bit. Oranges are like my second favorite. And, insert Kamen Rider Gaim joke here.
But, yeah. Did you know the pineapple is technically not a singular fruit? It is actually an amalgamation of a ton of berries.
We're going to have a talk after this episode.
I'm not kidding either. It's true.
I know, but we're gonna have a talk.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's time to go on to that spectacular part of the show where we select our next topic. If I can get my screen sharing going here. And I am currently selecting everything from the current array of topics we have lined up and putting them into the random name picker. And we will know our topic for the next episode of Analytical Fanboys in 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! We're going to do our first episode on a comic. It's going to be Daredevil the Man Without Fear, which
Our second
is...
episode on the comic.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we had that 0.5. I forgot about that for a second. But we're going to be talking about Daredevil the Man Without Fear, which is Frank Miller's redone origin for the character that he did a few years after he did his original run on the character, which is what got him famous. And, Frank Miller's a super divisive guy, but I put this on the list because this is kind of my favorite Daredevil story. Like, I think this is a really good, really solid origin.
A better way to put it is current Frank Miller is a very divisive guy. Past Frank Miller's pretty good at writing.
Yeah. But that, do you have access to a copy of that?
I'll find out in 24 hours.
Okay. So we'll probably be back to do that in like a week and a half's time. And you know, in the meantime, we've got 2 exciting .5s coming up for you guys next, because as I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm going to see SmackDown Live tomorrow, and we're going to do a .5 on that. And then
Talk about
the
experiences
Sunday,
and the show itself, and
yeah, and then the Sunday after this episode is recorded, because we're recording this on Monday, August 14th, it's SummerSlam, and we do .5s for all the big pay-per-views, so expect a .5 on SummerSlam as soon as we can both get together to talk about it.
I think you just mangled the date. It is Tuesday, August 14th. Monday, August 13th.
Well, I haven't gone to sleep yet, and the day doesn't change in my mind till I've slept. And I literally just looked down at the calendar on my computer, and it just said 8/14/2018.
Yeah, I just thought I'd sprinkle that info in.
All right. But yeah, that's going to pretty much do it for this episode of Analytical Fanboys. We hope you have all enjoyed our discussion of the first season and kind of the rest of Transformers Prime. I don't know, we may come back and do more of the show at some point. Probably not anytime soon, though, so that's why I allowed us to bounce over to the other seasons so much. Or allowed myself to, should I say. Yeah. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We try and put out new episodes every couple weeks. If you want to listen to the show on the go and you don't have the money for YouTube Red, hey, we got a link to download MP3s of every episode from a Google Drive folder in the description. And if you want to ask either of us anything at all, or want to suggest maybe a topic for a future episode, go ahead and shoot us an email at analyticalfanboys@gmail.com and make sure you title it Question for the Q&A segment, okay to read on air. If you're interested in looking into any of my stuff, I am known as The Vacuuminator online. I do analytical videos about tokusatsu and tokusatsu-esque properties. You can find me on YouTube as The Vacuuminator and on Twitter as @TheVacuuminator. Chris, go ahead and plug your shit.
I am Chris. I am Boingo Writer on YouTube. I am Boingo_Writer on Twitter. I talk about a variety of things. In fact, I just made a new banner for my channel. It just says videos about things.
Is that uploaded yet?
The banner? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to go look at that as soon as we're done here.
Yeah. Also, quick other new note. Did you know that figs can only be pollinated by the death of a wasp?
I think I did know that, actually.
That's
I
why
think I
figs
saw
are
that
the
in
only
an
fruit that are non-vegan.
Interesting.
Fucked
But yeah.
up fruit facts.
That'll be our new segment. We'll do that every episode from this point on. I might be joking, I might not. We don't know.
I will look up fucked up fruit facts.
But
You think I'm fucking kidding?
I know you're not. That's the thing. Okay. But that's going to do it for this episode of Analytical Fanboys. Thank you to everyone for listening. And, hey, we'll see you next time when we're going to be talking about Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. Until then, I've been Simeon.
I've been here.
Yes, you have. And we will see you next time.